welcome to tonight. It's super fun. I'm going to pass some things off to Luke to get this started. All right, Luke, take it away. You're on mute.
All right. Am I still on mute? Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
We're good? Okay, cool. Hello, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for the Banc of California Pajama Fun Run and Roll on the final day of week 1 of the 2020 Angel City Virtual Games presented by the Hartford. I hope you all had a fun time participating in the Fun Run and Roll today, and I'm glad to see all of your smiling faces tonight. Before we get into the fun part of tonight, I do have one quick announcement. I would like to ask for you all to please remain on mute for the duration of this session so everyone can hear our special guests. If you have questions or comments, feel free to write them in the chat. We recommend when the session begins to go to the top right-hand corner of your Zoom screen and make sure you're on active speaker view so you can watch this session on the biggest viewing window possible. I'd also like to take this moment to thank the incredible sponsors who made this event possible. First, and Adaptive Apps, our hosting sponsor of the games. We would also like to give a big thanks to our friends at Banc of Cal for sponsoring the Fun Run and Roll. We truly appreciate your support. We would also like to thank Shannon Fabrics for the generous donation of the raffle prizes. Finally, we would like to thank our wonderful special guests, former NFL player Isaiah Pead and actor and Paralympian John Silasano. Thank you all so much. Before we officially get started and I hand it off to fellow council member Sam Roberts, I want to know how you all participated in the Fun Run and Roll today. Send how active today in the chat so we can see what you did and accomplished and celebrate your awesomeness. I am on a run this morning. Camille took a brisk walk before it got too hot. Nice job, Camille. Love to see it. Emmett ran and walked and surfed. Nice, Emmett. Amanda Compton rode your bike. Nice. Wow, there's a lot I can't even keep up, but I am proud of each and every single one of you. Great job, guys. You all are amazing. And now to really get things going, I'm going to hand it off to my friend, Sam Roberts. Take it away, Sam.
Hi, everyone. I'm Sam, and I have the pleasure of introducing you all to two amazing people, Isaiah Pead and John Siciliano. Say hi, guys. Thank you so much for being here.
How you doing? Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
Good to be here.
Yeah, of course. Isaiah, why don't you go ahead and share a little bit about yourself?
Well, so I've I'm an empty 3.5 years old that left me one leg. At the time, I was an NFL player. I was in my 5th season playing running back, and I had just got released from my last team, which was the Miami Dolphins. But I was looking to, work out for the next team and get picked back up, and life happened, and it led me to this beautiful community. It led me to more purpose, for myself and for my life and for my family, and just grateful to be alive for one, and still be here to share the story and be a part of things like this.
Yeah, thank you so much. So happy to have you with us. Now I'd love to let John tell us a little bit about himself.
John Siciliano from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where I'm at right now. 1993, I was a passenger in a Jeep, and a guy ran a red light and smashed me up in a car accident, which resulted in amputation of my right leg. I got a brochure in the mail of amputees running track, which inspired me to go to the Paralympics. and I was going to school for acting and journalism and playing soccer. So I was like the jock drama club guy going to college. And I ended up, that brochure said inspired me to track down the Paralympics. And 1996 games, I broke the record in the trials. In the actual games, runners on your mark, get set, boom, I exploded. My suction went, and I was just like, oh no, and never finish, or never finish. Anyway, leg came off, and it was really devastating, but I got up and I hopped and finished it. And that's how I know Clayton and Bahar and Ezra. And I do acting as well, and I can see them right there. It's so nice to see you guys right there. Hello! I know. So that's how I got involved. And here I'm at the Angel City Games doing this. It's just, I'm honored. I'm honored, you two. I'm honored. And that's kind of a little about my story as well. And now I do acting, and you can IMDb John Siciliano, and you can see all those credits and stuff like that. But it's about giving back, and that's what we're here to do.
Amazing. We're so lucky to have you both. Both of you experienced so much, especially within athletics. And I know one big thing that comes with involvement in athletics is staying healthy and staying fit, whether that's mentally or physically, and usually they go together. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on a couple of questions about sport and health. And I'm sure it'll be really helpful to a lot of people listening in today. To start it off, I'd love to know from both of you, starting with John, how sports and simply staying active impact both your physical and your mental health, and what your lives would be like without sport, for example.
I couldn't imagine it, really. I mean,
Right.
like in structure. And I think that's one thing is like, being an actor, you live in pencil, but fitness, you got to structure that in. You have to structure that in your day. You really do. If it's half an hour, it's 15 minutes, move. Move it or lose it, and PT is forever. And I live by those words. And I would never teach anyone anything I wouldn't do myself to move it. I mean, losing a leg, tough. Being an amputee or whatever your disability is, or whatever if you're able-bodied, you got to get up and move it. And so it's just a today, and that's the way it's in the ink. You have choices, and it feels so good after workout. Like, what you want to do? Yeah, if it was easy, everyone would do it, and that's why it's not easy. So I advise everyone. That's what I have to.
Don't know what you want to do in life. You don't know what your strengths and weaknesses are. You're still figuring out yourself. But to have, sport to be that stability for so long. I finally I lost football when I was turning 27 years old, but I still chase getting back into sport now, and playing wheelchair basketball, or even track or whatever, just because I need that structure, like he said, like John said, just that discipline. That when you incorporate that discipline to the sport, you live a more healthier life and a more happier life, a more up to beat life. You look good, you feel good. People come to you for advice on how to look like you, what to eat, or how to work out, and it's like you even could share advice and give it. And like John said, you wouldn't tell someone to do something that you wouldn't necessarily do. But it all stems back to you staying disciplined to that sport, or to staying active, period. And so, I love the sport. I mean, I love obviously being active and in the workout aspect of it. And I like to use sport as the motivation to stay active and work out.
Right. Absolutely. To kind of continue with that, both Isaiah and John, what do you guys do specifically to stay regimented in terms of your physical health and stay structured, like you guys mentioned, especially during times like these? Isaiah, you can start us off if you want.
What are some things we do physically?
Yeah, like literally, what do you do specifically to stay regimented? Like, do you
Right.
say the night before, I'm gonna do this at this time, or do you work out with friends? What do you exactly do?
I like to stick to bread and butter when the push-ups and sit-ups and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches in the morning, at night, push-ups and sit-ups. I got a curl bar, so I do a different workouts with the curl bar, whether it's for curls or shoulders or whatever. So trying to stick to I like to call it that butter and oil kind of base before you start to cook and make a whole entree. You got to have something that you got to start with, and I think push-ups, sit-ups, and peanut butter and jelly has always been a base for me for so long. And so that's me.
Yeah, it's a good foundation.
Mm.
John?
Okay, shoot that question one more time as I just I admire Isaiah.
Absolutely. What do you do specifically to stay regimented and structured in terms of like your fitness and active, especially now when your resources are limited?
Okay, does anyone have pets? I'm going to tell you one thing. If you have a pet, look and see what your pet does every morning when it wakes up. When you're missing a leg, or and I'm speaking as an amputee. I don't know the wheelies and all different disabilities, but our bodies, they're taking toll on other sides. I call it side shorts when you're an amputee, and all of a sudden you look and your hip flexors in your pants are to the other side because you're not doing your hip flexor stretches. So every day, along with what Isaiah said, push-ups, sit-ups, core, and stretch. So you got to stretch. I'm telling you, people, stretch. Don't underestimate stretching. It's crucial. Every day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, I get down on my knee on my prosthetic side, and I hit my hip flexor. And then the other side, I hit my hip flexor. Then I go to the side, hit my groin, and I get my hamstrings. Because everything's starting to, work a different way, especially as we get older. I mean, Father Time's undefeated. We got to give him a fight, is what we're saying is. So I stretch a lot. I go to the gym, and it was rough there the last 3 months that we couldn't, or 2 months that we couldn't go to the gym, and it was think outside the box. Your body's made of muscles, and would you put crap fuel in your tank in your car? Eat right. I try, but don't get me wrong. I'm no saint. I love me some pizza. He loves his PB&Js. I love me my pizza, which isn't that good for you, but you balance. I think that's another thing. Life is about balance. All right. You allow yourself something special one day. If you keep it up every day, that you're disciplined to and work out. But I like to go to the gym. I like to get my heart rate up. Cardio is crucial. Get that heart rate up. And if you can't run, then run. Or, I like to go out. Maybe I can't do a complete 45 minutes. Well, I see a telephone pole or a car, and I'm like, all right, whatever. If you can't run, speed walk that thing. Get your heart rate up, all right? And then take your time. Pick another, symbol or something like that car. I'm going to go to it. And then, so when you don't get intimidated by I have to go run a half an hour right now. No, but just get out there and this 30 minutes of my day is going to improve my life. And that's kind of how I like to think about it. if that makes sense to everybody.
Yeah, I love that. I love that advice. It is really simple. It's just about balance and a little bit of discipline. Isaiah, John just started. I think this is an important question to ask. What would you say to someone who wants to be more active and physical, but doesn't know exactly where to start?
More active and physical as far as competitive, or they just want to change their body lifestyle?
They just want to be more fit.
Okay. I would definitely start with kind of piggyback off, my last answer with, core, you know, getting that them sit-ups in, but also your back doing and today in today's world, you can look on social media, look up and Google anything and find, certain exercises, a bunch of exercises, millions of them. So you really want to focus on what needs to be done and Google up them sort of stretches and workouts for what you want to be. You look yourself in the mirror and say, I want, bigger shoulders and traps, or I just want to look like this person. You may find somebody who you want to admire their body, man or woman. And so you just, you Google it and you stay disciplined to it. You always can ask someone, a trainer or whatnot, but I like to think for someone, who didn't have a contact to anyone who they can just do it on their own, asking a friend or whatnot. But it starts with eating right and drinking water, sleeping, getting good sleep, getting good stretching in, and starting with a plan. You got to have a plan of what you want to look like, where you want to be at a certain time, and how you want your lifestyle to be. Do you want to be a person who can't do certain things because you got to go get a run in? You got to live that lifestyle as well. People say, oh, let's go. And things happen and, life happens. And you got to stay disciplined to that regimen. Stay disciplined to who you are. Stay disciplined to, I'm someone who I'm on a workout schedule. That isn't fit because I have to go get a run in, or I have to go to the gym, or for whatever reason, can't eat that certain food, can't have drinks at the bar, or too many beers, because you just live different. And so you have to really make your mind up and stay disciplined and know that that's what you want to do. And just like anything else in life, you can do anything you want as soon as you make your mind up. Just like you can look as you want and be as fit as you want, and walk like you have two legs, just like the next person will. If you just make your mind up and stay disciplined to it, starting with sleep, starting with your water, eating good. Me, I'm a guy, I like my peanut butter and jelly. That's the protein, and it's always worked for me. Getting your core together, your sit-ups, your back, and obviously your push-ups. And now you always can branch from there. But that's always been the base, for me. It's the foundation. So.
Absolutely. Thank you. John, you have anything to add to that? You really touched on that before, but really like where to start. Who just doesn't know, like they want to be more fit and they just don't know where to start.
Well, I think don't be intimidated. Don't be scared. I mean, without fear, there is no courage, a wise man once told me. And just don't be afraid to go start with a little bit. Don't try to conquer records in the beginning. Just start little. All right, get out there. 5 minutes is better than no minutes. And look at that as a compliment to yourself. Well, you know what? I did 6 minutes today. Next, maybe in 2 days, I'm going to do 10 minutes. So you don't get discouraged. I think that's important. And to piggyback off Isaiah's, eating's important too. It's really, really important. Food is fuel. I can't emphasize that enough. And you know what? Another, as an athlete to Isaiah and to everyone up there, and an actor, and Bahar, where is Bahar and Ezra? They're here somewhere. Put in a good inspirational sports movie. When in doubt, put Rudy in, put Hoosiers in. Watch that stuff. And if that doesn't inspire you, put in a good inspirational sports movie that's going to right? Like that, if that doesn't get you going, and I mean, that helps me, I know too. And read books. Isaiah, go ahead, buddy. I see it. You can chime in, brother. Chime in.
Oh, I mean, I was, like you say, you gotta be your biggest, cheerleader. And just to get a little personal, I played sports. I played in the NFL, so there was a certain chip I had on my shoulder at each level of life and competition that kept me in the talk. And you kind of live off that as a competitor. In high school on Friday nights, when you wake up on Friday, that chip is there. You brushing your teeth and you just see it, you feel it. And same on Saturdays when you're in college, and then on Sundays when it's NFL, you can just wake up on the chip. But it was only on them days each week, for however long a season is. And then, in off season, and you still got the chip, it was off season, you're working out, but you never see the full beast come out but once a week on this day when you wake up in the morning and you brush your teeth. And honestly, losing a leg to get out and just attack this world, and live each day, you have to have that same chip every day. That chip that I had every week, once a week, now I have to have every day. I got to talk it to myself every morning. I got to be my biggest cheerleader. And on the days you don't even feel like it, put some music in, shake it off, however you get through it. And sometimes you may not even get through it right there in the bathroom. It may be while you're in the car and, on your way to your first, objective of the day. But above all, you have to keep that chip on your shoulder. You have to keep that fire lit. I like to wear shorts as often as I can whenever I go to the store or anything. And my chest high, I like the look. I feel like I'm the Terminator or something. I feel like I switched the whole perspective, half man, half machine. I feel, and that's how you got to feel. You got to feel you're your biggest cheerleader. This is my power. It's not really a disability. It's my ability to do whatever, and to prove it to myself every day that I can do whatever I want, just like the next person can. This is my every day. We were hand selected. God hand selected each one of us for a reason, and put us through a battle for a reason, because He knew we had to get through it, each individually, however we do, with our story, and there's something inside of us that we can touch somebody else and inspire somebody else, and that's what you want to do in life. You want to aspire to inspire, and that's all you can ask for, is to stay true to yourself and to your family, and to just touch somebody and to make them better. And you can live that every day. You have the opportunity to live that every day. And I had seen somebody, Scott Reardon actually said a comment on a post, but he said losing his leg was the greatest gift or opportunity. Losing his leg was the greatest opportunity life had ever given him. And I felt that on so many levels, because it's an opportunity to talk that fire to yourself and to go out every day. Like every day is game day. And as a competitor, as an athlete, I love it. And someone who is trying to just, figure out how to get active, look, YouTube, your favorite athlete, watch him. Watching and watching YouTube so much, and see, maybe hopefully there'll be a video of maybe seeing him, what he does, and before he actually goes out on the field and play. Maybe you'll catch a video of him in his locker room just on the field with headsets, and that'll motivate you to just, some people aren't really rah-rah. Some people like to just, okay, let's get it done. Well, and that's fine. Find your groove, but be your biggest cheerleader, and you have a circle, your family, significant other, kids. They'll cheer you on. My son loves getting my leg. Daddy, let's go. Come on. Throws my leg. He's throwing my leg at me and my liner and everything. And it's like, okay, come on, get up. Come on, Feed, get up. And so, again, just to wrap it all up, man, I think losing the leg was an opportunity to just, again, feel that chip, to have that talk to myself every day in the mirror. So.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I love what you guys are saying about just finding someone or a movie or an athlete or someone like you guys, just to listen to get you fired up and to keep that flame alive. It makes perfect sense. I've got one more question for each of you, and then we'll open up to Q&A in a little bit. But this is a simple question. What is one piece of advice or one quote or one saying or mantra or something that you each live by? Either one of you can start.
I have it actually tatted on me. Never forget the ones counting on you not to give up. Of course, I've lived through that through football. It's just that extra. It's like that extra boost. When you them times where you talk that you talk to yourself, and but we're all human, and it's just some days like what I'll do it tomorrow. And you think about the ones that's counting on you not to do it tomorrow. We're not counting on you not to give up. Get it done. One step at a time. It doesn't have to be a big step. It don't got to be a big leap. It just has to be a step that was, in front of yesterday, and that's okay. We can do the big step tomorrow, and that's fine. But that small step, don't sell yourself short. Don't sell them people counting on you short, because they're counting on you, and so that's a motto that I've always kind of lived by.
Whew. You had to go first, didn't you? You had to go first, didn't you?
Sorry.
I said it before. Without fear, there is no courage. I'll tell you that. Don't be scared, right? That's just because that's when you see what you're made out of. When you think it's tough and you step up and you look inside and see what's going on there. Look at that. I'm getting it, and it's just boom. Sorry, my computer. But to segue what Isaiah is saying is, I know every day we want to improve. Don't beat yourself up if you have a day where, damn, because life's a roller coaster, my friends, and it goes up and down, up and down. Try not to stay on the down of the roller coaster too long, but it's okay to have a down day. Just don't stay there too long, because you want to strive to keep going forward. But don't. Sometimes we're human beings. We feel, all right? We're allowed to be a little kind of day. Don't stay there. But it's okay for a minute. And support system, friends and family. Put people around you that will lift you. That's what you want. Because that's when you find out who your real friends and family are really about, man. Put a good support team. And I think that's what we're doing right here. Because if this isn't the best supportive team, then I don't know what is. What they're doing with Angel City games, like, yeah, you have a contact for life, I'm sure. I know me, Isaiah, I'm sure. We're here to motivate. Isaiah's like, hey, no, I love us. We're here to motivate, man. And
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Like you say, yeah, I love it, man. We're all human, and there's a time. It took me a while to, understand that gladiator feeling I always got, from playing football. Imagine. You go out, you're supposed to go, and you got people, you got fans, that want you to go out and be the biggest man, baddest man on the field, and you get so locked in and want to be the greatest at that. That's what you live. And then off the field, in regular life, you're still the baddest man. And when something happens, you're supposed to hop right back up. And you hit it on the nose. You're going to have those down times. And where I had to separate, that gladiator on the field from, Isaiah, it was like, life sometimes is you're going to have that down spiral roller coaster. And, you know what, it's okay to sit in it and see where it lands, because it's going to stop. It's not going to keep going, and sometimes, boom. And once it settles, okay, that wasn't too bad. And it's never going to be. It's always, that wasn't too bad, and then you build back up from there. You build back up from there and get ready for the next storm, because that's life's a roller coaster, and I had to really understand that. It took me a while. But it within these 3 years, I got it, and I'm appreciative of everything that God continues to, show me. But that, like you say, it's going to be ups and downs, and you should always congratulate yourselves and celebrate when life's going up, and continue to capitalize when life's going up. But also understand when life isn't so bad or isn't going so good, react to it, and pick yourself up. And sometimes that react, it just isn't there yet. Okay, well, don't get discouraged, because that storm, that cloud, that down period is going to settle, and make sure you're ready to react so that you can start to capitalize and see better days. So
Well said.
That's amazing. That's awesome. Thank you both so much. Can't thank you enough personally, and for the rest of us, for answering these questions so truthfully, and for sharing more about who you each are. This was awesome. I learned so much I did not know that I even needed to learn here. This was only in like 15, 20 short minutes. Seriously, thank you guys so much. It's really means to a lot of people. Before I open it up to some Q&A with the audience here, there's just one important thing we have to do first. So Anna, take it away.
All right. Thank you again, Isaiah and John, for being so honest. Like Sam said, I learned so much and stuff that I really didn't think I needed to know. And I'm definitely taking this all to heart and going to use a lot of your advice throughout the rest of my life. I am going to do our raffle. We are going to give away 5 blankets from Shannon Fabrics. They're very cozy, and I'm really jealous of anyone who wins. So with that, here we go. And our first winner is Daniel Kim. Way to go, Daniel. Woo! I forgot to mention, if you're a winner, if you could please privately chat me down below with just your email address, I will contact you for your address so we can ship these lovely blankets to you. All right, second winner. And it is Sean. Way to go, Sean. I wish I could see you, but I can't. But I hope you're partying like no tomorrow. All right, here we go again. Third one. And we've got Kiera. Way to go, Kiera. You go, girl. All right. 2 more. Last 2. Man, my heart is racing. Elisa! Way to go! Whoop, whoop. I again wish I could see you, but I am celebrating for you. All right, last one. Here we go. Oh, so close. Way to go, Beatrice. Nice job, you guys. We love the spinner wheel. Amazing. That was super fun. I don't know how much fun you all had, but I kind of had fun clicking it and letting it spin. So congrats to all of you who won the blankets. If you could just privately message me, it's in the chat down below, and I will contact you later to get your email or your address. Thank you so much. And now I'm going to pass it back to Luke, who is gonna do some Q&A and then close it out.
Thank you very much. Congrats to all the winners. I'm a little jealous. Those blankets sound amazing. But before we go, I would like to open up to the audience to ask 1 or 2 questions that John and Isaiah can answer. So send your questions. There was one question that I think someone sent earlier that I thought was really great. Oh, 17 new questions. Okay. Ezra, great question. If you could say anything or give advice to your younger self, what would it be? So, Isaiah or John?
Man, I just had this conversation. To this kids, student athletes, I think I would say apply myself, more. Just because you get bored with school, you start to, at least for me, I started to try to figure out how to just get to a position where I could just play football, as long as my grade was this. So I would kind of sell myself short in a way. And then at times, I would get, I got the dean's list, while I was in University of Cincinnati at one point, times where it was just, just getting by at 2.4, 2.6. And so, and because my bigger focus was on football, which not to say I was right or wrong, but I just wish if I would just apply myself in the same way I would apply myself in the study more. You studying film, who's to know, what happened or whatnot. So, that's just my side of the story. Again, I don't like to really, talk about or give advice on nothing that I haven't experienced, and so I didn't really apply myself as I should have, and with academics as I wish I could have, So.
Am I up?
Yeah, go for it.
Mine's pretty simple. No dream is never too big, my friends. Dream big. Go for it all. Why not? You only live once. All right? Dream large. Go after it, and I try to go after it with a positive attitude. And life's about choices. So it's okay, like we said, to choose sometimes to be down, because we're human beings. But more out of most, let's just try to remain a positive attitude and dream big. Pretty simple.
I love it. I love it. One question from Bahar and Clayton earlier would be, tell us how, after your amputation, how did you get yourself out of a bad mental state? I think this is a great question for both of you. Whoever wants to lead off can go for it.
I think for me, I had just had a son. My son was about 6 days old. So when the accident happened, by the time I was out of the hospital, I spent about 4 weeks in the hospital, and then was home and whatnot. His mom ended up going back to work, and he didn't go to daycare. So I watched him all day on the bed, and so being a dad or whatnot, or being able to just have that moment, not being able to do nothing but sit and stare at each other, that was pretty special, and that kind of got me through it. And also again, yes, your supporting staff, your friends, your family, the ones who, understand and feel for you, but they're not going to show you sympathy. You're still the same person. And that kind of definitely, kept me, motivated. Some of them had, one of my friends, old teammates, Janoris Jenkins, he was honestly the first guy to put the Paralympics, and even in the thought process, I was still in a wheelchair. I couldn't even walk. And he was like, man, hurry and get back on your feet so we can, do this Ironman stuff and do this Paralympic stuff. I'm like, I wasn't there yet mentally, and it was super early in my accident. But having friends like him, and every time we talk, hey, so what's going on, and whatnot, and that's what you need. You need them guys who are going to keep you motivated, keep you, understand the situation, and still want to see the better you. So.
All right, I'm up. here's what you do. You surround yourself really. What I didn't have a community when I first lost my leg in 1993, long time ago. Look what we have now. Like, this is amazing. This is amazing how you can reach out and get all this support. This is where you want to be. Get into a community. Get around people that are doing it. Like, this is amazing what everyone is, what they're doing right now. And I had to chase it personally. And if I can see it, why can't I do it? Was my mentality. If someone ran in front of me, is an above knee prosthetic user, why can't I do that? And that's the beauty of what we're doing right now, or this community, because surrounding yourselves with people. And back in my day, I had 7 different states, drive up to New York. There was no internet then. So, like, it's amazing what we're doing now in the community, and surround yourselves with these good people. And
That's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, man, you guys are great, man.
I think that is all we have time for, unfortunately. Thank you both for those amazing answers and to join us tonight. Before we end tonight, I would like to say another huge thank you to the Banc of Cal for their wonderful support, for being the presenting sponsor. I would also like to say thank you to Shannon Fabric for the donation of the blankets. John and Isaiah for joining us tonight and speaking their truth. That was beautiful from both of you. I think you've inspired many young athletes here, as well as for all of you. Thank you so much. This event would not be what it is, or even close to as incredible as it is, without its participants. So thank you. Another thank you, Anna Redkov. You kind of led the youth city council, put the team on your back. So thank you. It would not be as great as it is without you. Yeah. And with that, we are done with the fun run and roll, and officially done one of the 2020 Angel City Virtual Games. Thank you so much to everyone here. I hope I'll see you at week 2. Also, thank you to Clayton and Bahar, because without you guys, none of this would even be remotely possible. Ezra, you're my dog. I love you, bro. And thanks, guys.